given that DraftKings has been one that we've been very close to and talked about a lot on the call, I think it's important to share the layers of detail here around the DraftKings story and really the data setup, but then also providing context on some of these negative headlines. So hit on the New Jersey proposal for tax increases. Don't think that's going to happen. Very low risk. The second negative headline was Senator Blumenthal out of Connecticut is making a push to try and hold online sports betting companies accountable for how they market to people with a specific focus on problem gambling. I think the senator's largely unaware of the best practices that the industry is already engaged in, and the fact that there was, prior to DraftKings, there was a massive illegal market that didn't care about problem gambling at all. In fact, there's a massive fund in most states, and there's a much bigger concerted effort to protect consumers. He's basically anchoring on a Wall Street Journal article that was written about a month ago that covered this very unique circumstance of someone who was a casual bettor, but somehow deposited multiple thousands of dollars and had basically ended up losing $400,000. Don't think there's going to be much coming from that, but again, more noise here than anything. Finally, the big point that did impact the stocks yesterday, although we don't think it's going to impact numbers, and certainly our analysis suggests that it likely won't. So the NCAA, led by former Governor Charlie Baker of Massachusetts, is making a push to basically ban college prop betting, in particular college player prop betting. So he wants to ban, Keith, you and I, our ability to bet on the Alabama quarterback to throw 2 touchdowns, hit over 400 yards, and his top wide receiver to have a game-winning touchdown or whatever. Apparently, there's been a lot of backlash, and players are complaining that they're getting tweets at them and such. I kind of understand it. I had seen negative news flow through college football season and early part of March Madness about this. People that are disgruntled and lose the last leg of the parlay. So silly to isolate and single out a college athlete for losing $5 on a parlay. Obviously, there was a negative reaction yesterday in the stocks, but I don't see that this is going to be a major factor. 65 to 70% of the online sports betting GGR comes from states that already ban these types of bets. Total college sports betting gross gaming revenue, so all sports, hockey, football, baseball, basketball, gymnastics, softball, whatever you want, is just 5% of total online sports betting industry GGR. Third, based on that 5% number, it's got to get whittled down even more. We estimate that the player prop component of that, and again, remember, it's not offered in a number of states, it's just about 2% of total online sports betting GGR. And finally, as I've reminded folks many a time, and especially in the year to date, is that there's 2 components to online GGR. There's sports betting and there's casino. For DraftKings, the latter means a lot more than it does for a number of other operators. So with that in mind, and you add both into the denominator, we think maybe a college player prop betting ban would be about 1% at very most of total industry GGR. There was concern maybe this is going to impact guidance. We don't think so, because a ban like this would probably take time. There'd be back and forth between the states. 1% of total industry GGR, when you have a backdrop of very solid and accelerating trends in the year to date for the sports betting and iCasino industry, not going to be a major concern. Don't see it as a material factor for guidance or operations really this year, next year, and going forward.
Putting math around narratives, whether they be from Blumenthal of all people, like, give me a break. Again, narratives. I read a story about my neighbor who's a fucking idiot who lost $400,000 because he's an idiot. Come on, man, grow up. Start with accountability in this country, not pointing the finger at other people all the time. That's what politicians do. Sadly, it's our society's reflection of accountability these days.
Hey there, Hedgeye Nation, or if you're not part of Hedgeye Nation, thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.